Right, welcome to the Cycle Speed Nerve Centre in Mallorca. This is where it all happens. And for those of you that have seen my previous videos, you'll know that I'm delighted to have such a small garden to look after, and I only have about 3 square meters of grass to manage as well, so which is a real relief. Right, this is just going to be a quick video showing how to best apply tubular tyres. Now I realise there's a few videos out there on this, but I just wanted to make one showing how I do it. I've been doing it for quite a few years now, and I think I've got it down to a fairly efficient process. So the first step is to take your tyre. This is what I generally use, by the way. It's a Vittoria CX Corsa. It's a great blend of durability, lightweight, rolling resistance, and grip for a price which isn't too bad. I use them in 23, sometimes 25s in the winter, but as soon as it gets good weather, I go for 23s. So the first step is to take the tyre, put a little bit of air in it. It just makes it a bit easier to apply the glue. Just a few strokes, just to give it a bit of form. Like that's fine. This pump, by the way, is excellent. It's a Bontrager Turbocharger HP, and about 40 euros I paid for that. Really good pump. If you see one, don't hesitate. So you take your glue and start to apply it around the valve area. Now you need to pay particular attention to the valve area, because this is the one place where sometimes it can unstick and you get an annoying little tack sound every time the wheel goes around. So put plenty on around there and just give it a good coat. Just work your way along, making sure that all the base tape is covered. Nice even coat, and it will take a while because the tyre is a lot longer than you think, but just basically be patient and just get into the zen of gluing your own tyres, which is a fantastic way to connect with your bike. Right, so that's now done, and you should have achieved a total state of relaxed mental harmony and a heart rate of 40 while you do this, because it's a very nice, relaxing thing to do. So once you've got all the glue on, the best thing to do is just leave it overnight and let it dry, so that the tackiness is gone. Although I have at a push mounted these immediately if you have to, and without any detrimental effects. But yeah, best to leave it overnight. Right, so for the next part of this video, we're back in Brittany because I didn't have time to finish it in Mallorca. So we will carry on here in France. So the next step is to just deflate the tyre. You've got to take the old tyre off. And then it's just a case of strong thumbs and finding a point where you kind of get a bit of purchase on the tyre and just start to peel it off. This is coming off quite easily. It's really hot here at the moment, which probably helps to soften the glue a little bit. So this is actually coming off quite easily. And just peel it off like that. Once you've gone so far, you can literally just rip it off like that. You'll notice, by the way, that all my Cycle Speed t-shirts are in the wash, and I'm wearing the Tap du Tour. This is the Pau to Luchon one, which if anyone did that, it was absolutely freezing and raining, and most people didn't finish it because of hypothermia. Anyway, so there you go. That's the tyre off, and we will now prepare the rim. So if you look if you look at the rim here, you can see that there's traces of glue, but really not too bad. And you don't need to take off all this glue. It's absolutely fine. There's no big bumps or anything nasty going on here. So you can add the fresh layer to this old layer. It's absolutely fine. Right, so if you have fairly deep wheels and you have to put on an extender, just make sure that you do it beforehand. Transfer the valve core and the extender onto your new tyre, so that it's all ready to go on as soon as you've glued up the rim. Right, so now it's time to glue up the rim. I buy these big pots of glue because it just works out cheaper. I'm going to change my tubs quite a bit, but you can just use the tubes. An old toothbrush just helps keep it smooth, and I like to mount it on the bike like this, so you can, it's just like having it in a work stand basically. And again, concentrate nicely around the valve hole. Make sure that's well covered, but don't put it down the valve hole, obviously. And then just basically work your way along. Nice smooth coat. The important thing is just to get good coverage. Every bit's covered, but don't slap it on too thick. Nice thin layer. That's all it needs. Just keep smoothing it over and work your way around. Someone asked me what my cycling background was, and basically I was very much into BMX when I was a kid, from sort of 11, 12 up to kind of 16, 17, 18, and then didn't really do that much cycling until I was first job in London. I used to cycle into work every day through central London, which is kind of taking your life into your own hands. You have to be ultra alert and careful. I did used to ride crazy fast because I was young and fearless, but I never actually had any major accident. I was fine for 10 years, so maybe I just got lucky. But that was on a kind of hybrid mountain bike. And then when I moved to Geneva, got into mountain biking in a big way, and had a mountain bike, full suspension one, a Gary Fisher Sugar 1, you know what that is, and got that super light with all light bits and stuff, and I took part in the Swiss National Championships and did okay, not too bad, a few races and series and things like that, and then started getting a bit more into road bikes. Came to Brittany and was doing both, and then about 4 or 5 years ago kind of lost interest a bit in mountain biking, and realised that my strength was in road cycling, because I'm light, fairly low power, and when you're sort of shoving a mountain bike through the mud, that really doesn't help you that much. So I realised that my sort of forte was in road cycling. So I've been concentrating on that ever since, really, and doing etaps. And I don't really race as such. I do the odd race. I sort of cherry pick the odd race here and there, but nothing too serious, really. I'm getting a bit too old for that. Yeah, I do the tours in Mallorca, which is great. I just love sharing fantastic places to ride with people. It's just good fun. Keeps me busy. And yeah, hopefully I'll still be cycling in like 10, 20, 30 years, because it's such a great thing to do, keep fit, see the world a different way. So yeah, right. So without messing around and making sure that you put the tyre on the right way, if it's directional, which this one is, put the tyre on straight away, get it down into the valve and press nice and hard, and then you want to just stretch it as you go on. Give it a good pull, stretch, let it come down, pull again, stretch hard, let it come down, pull. Now you have to do this because if you don't, it'll be hard to get it on at the end. So keep stretching all the way around. You'll find out when you get to the end if you've stretched hard enough. And if you haven't, you can just start again. So here we go, we're getting up the top now. Not too bad. Not going on quite as easily as it normally does, but this isn't pre-stretched or anything, it's just fresh out of the box. So it helps if you work in the garden a lot and you have strong fingers, because if you're doing a desk job all day, you probably don't get that sort of exercise in your hands. Yeah, well, that didn't go particularly well, but it's on. And so what we do now is just give it a little bit of air, just to give it some shape. Not too much, that's about right. And then you can see that it's going to be quite uneven, but you can use the base tape as your guideline, and you just want a little bit of base tape showing on each side. So just push and pull until it's fairly even. Check each side. That's not too bad actually. You can see here the few mil of base tape we've got showing. It's fairly even. It's not too bad. You can spin it in your hands and see how it looks. Yeah, that's not too bad. So what we can do now is inflate it hard, give it some serious pressure. That's 60 psi, 80, 6 bar, 7 bar, 100 psi, 8 bar, 120 psi, 9 bar, 10 bar, 10 and a half, and then see how it looks. The pressure should strain it out, and it has. And it's going to be hard for you to see that, but that's running perfectly true. The tread's nicely centered. There's no wiggles, there's no lumps and bumps. And if you look at the from side on, you want a nice even amount of base tape showing on both sides, which is the case. So you can leave that for overnight ideally, but you know, a good few hours I guess, and then it's ready to ride. And what better thing in life than to ride a freshly glued on nice tub like that.